Being an American woman does not guarantee you protection over here. This is Africa. The same way you open your eyes and search people and do background searches in America, do the same thing, because nobody else is going to watch your back. Laws over here are designed for everyone, not specifically for women. Okay, so nobody else is going to protect you. If you have a community or people that you can surround yourself with that will look out for you, do that. But otherwise, you either comply with what is happening on the continent, or it's not safe and good for you.
Hey there, my lovely. It's Gracie here once again. I want to say thank you so much to everybody that has watched, subscribed, commented, liked, shared. Yo, you guys, I am super overwhelmed because of the support and the love. Shout out to UG Connect and those of my people that came from UG Connect after watching our interview together. I want to say thank you so very much for joining the family, and I appreciate and don't take none of you for granted. Thank you. The previous video that I made, yours sparked a lot of dust and it stayed in the air. It hasn't settled yet. That is why I decided to actually come on here and clarify and clear some things up. I must have made it very, very clear that not all African men are abusers. Not all African men are users. Not all African men are looking for the green cards and visas. Not all African men talk down to women. Not all African men touch women. Not every African man is just like that. There are so many kings on this continent, and for that we are grateful. So if this message came off as trashing to men, I want to apologize, because you guys are considered, you are seen, you are heard, and you are highly appreciated. So shout out to every king out there that knows exactly how to treat women and raise a generation of men and boys that are going to be gentle and treat their queens as the queens they deserve to be. But also a call to every man out there that still think women are nothing and they don't deserve to be treated right. Please, things you should pack in your bag when you're coming to Africa and leave them in America. Entitlement, feeling like because you are American, you are supposed to be treated as a prized possession. Not everyone dances to the snapshot of America being the superpower. Another thing, pride. Leave your pride there. Leave your strong personality of that strong, independent African American woman. Here, a man is the leader. You're not going to be the boss. You're not going to boss them around. Another one. Hey, those attitudes of, oh, I can do anything. The way you talk to people, if you say this to me, I'm going to do this to you. If you do this to me, I'm going to give it to you back. Yo, you are going to learn the hard way, because it is going to land you into some good troubles. This is not America. This is Africa. With 54 countries, of course, with diversity, with each man treating their women differently. If you land in a society where men are the leaders, are the masculine type, they are not going to take your disrespect of you showing your strong attitudes and wanting to slap them and stuff like that. Sweetheart, pack all of that entitlement, pride, strong independence attitude of this and that. Pack it and leave it in America and come to Africa with an open mind. I'm so sorry to disappoint you. Come to Africa with an open mind, learn and unlearn. So there are so many marriages over here that are very healthy and healthy relationships, and these kings are allowing their women to actually speak up and be vocal and be heard. However, we need to clarify something here. Being vocal and being empowered does not guarantee no woman any right to disrespect a man and make them feel like they are nothing. Family institutions over here are still very strong, and a man is a leader of the family. A woman comes next, and then the children. And the way you talk to your man either comes off disrespectful. Submission is still very key in marriages in Africa. Therefore, if it is something that disgusts you to hear about submission, then Africa is not for you. And we don't want to lie to you. I just want to give it to you straight. You can still be empowered and choose to be submissive and also respect your man as long as they love you, respect you, and make you feel heard. At the end of the day, all African women, what we are looking for is love, respect, protection. Yes, protection is key, and then provision. Gender roles over here are still so strong. So if you come from a society where there are no defined gender roles, Africa is gonna shock you. And I want you to brace yourself for it. Here, it does not matter how much money you make and have in your bank account. It does not guarantee you to disrespect a man or trash them and say, oh, I don't need you after all. I have my money and stuff like that. Men over here are not looking for your money. Yes, of course, there are others that are looking for that green card and visas, but not all of them are like that. Some of them are very contented with the little they have, and they want that respect to come to them, even with the little they can be able to provide, because at the end of the day, they put effort, work themselves hard. They work very hard because we have very talented men on the continent, and they're still providers, and they will go out there, and even when they come back with $100 or $10, they want a respect for that because they earned that through sweat. Most of them are not going to ask you to be providers to the family, except if that is what you want. 50-50 thing might work depending on the dynamics of your relationship. What Western empowerment has produced is entitlement, arrogance, pride, and strong attitudes, and that is going to be the opposite of what African men want. Women on the continent are very traditional, so it's going to be very hard for a man to pick you, except if they have some intentions behind. But if you are very disrespectful, they would rather deal with their own women than actually take disrespect. Again, no man anywhere in the world is going to take disrespect. And honestly, arrogance and pride does not come off intimidating. That is not the real deal of that feminism movement. It was to give women equal rights to be able to earn, to work in the same spaces, be able to speak for themselves, but not to talk down to men and disrespect them and make them feel like they are trash. Honestly, that is toxic. And no money is going to go for that anywhere in the world. That is the reality, not even in America. And let's be honest, if you are trying to come to Africa and you want to date a man from here, come and visit first and see how things and dynamics are like. You need to drop some West ideologies and Western ways, because laws over here are not set to cater for you as a woman. Laws over here are general, so you might end up being abused, and then you think you're going to take, yourself to the police and report and think you're going to get justice, and you might as well end up being abused even there. Overly independent and strong masculine women, that is going to be the worst shock of your life, because it is not welcomed over here. It's a man's world. So a man is the king. You have to submit and be under him. He has to be your covering, and that's it, period. Again, learn about the cultures of the people that you want to marry. Learn about them so that you avoid these shocks. When African men come to the continent of America or to the West, they normally adjust and learn your ways, and they start treating your women over there like queens and princesses that they are supposed to be treating them like. So if they could be able to adjust and do that, what about you? Don't come with that level of entitlement of, oh, I have my own culture. The truth is, for you to move to go anywhere else in the world, you must be willing to learn and unlearn. Some of the ways that come off disrespectful to the people that you meet or encounter on another continent, they should be thrown in the Indian Ocean or Atlantic. Respect is key regardless of how much money you make. And your money does not mean anything to a man. Yes, a man is still a provider and you are still going to be his wife or the queen. I had a lot of people say, oh, stop generalizing. But the reality is what I am giving you guys. I'm not trying to generalize nobody. Majority of men are not going to treat you the way you have been treated in the West. Africa has some broken system as well. So if you are expecting the Prince of Zamunda and perfection on the continent of Africa, even when it does not exist from where you are coming from, the few men that have been raised right and also have acquired a good education and making good money here on the continent of Africa compared to women that earn and make more money in America, that population is very less. And besides that, you're not just competing with every other African woman, but you're also competing with African women on the continent that are educated, empowered, and are making good money. And also their eyes, like one of our sisters said that their eyes are set, you know, shout out to you, Esina Tukunda. She said that most of these women are also setting their eyes on the few men that are, you know, educated and make some good money and know how to treat a woman. But others make less, and not just less, also they still have the old ways of taking a woman as a property, or you know, you have to be owned. So chances are you might not land on that good man. You guys underestimate the power of culture and diversity in Africa or wherever you go. You cannot bring those two, especially the Western culture and African culture. They will crash. They will, you know, they will bump heads. So one has to adjust and integrate, or else it's not going to work. That's the reality. I'm not trying to generalize nothing. I'm just giving it to you, okay? Don't be offended because somebody is trying to give you exactly what is happening over here. So for those of you that are saying, oh, we are trying to stop you to come to the continent and compete with our men. No, for me, I have no problem with competition because I don't compete. I do not compete for a man. I just don't do that. I know if a man loves me, they love me. If they don't love me, that is just it. I can't force nobody to fall for me. Why do men in the West rush to Africa or anywhere else to pick women? Because the Western ideologies of empowerment and feminism has actually now turned into toxins or poison. It is no longer equality with opportunities, but women looking at men as trash and nothing, and I feel like, you know, they can make them feel any type of way without being accountable. And really the reality is we need to be very, very accountable. Every woman, wherever you are, let's take some accountability with the men that we end up with. Sometimes we notice the red flags, but we ignore because maybe the guy looks so good, his physique is very attractive, then you end up going with that particular type of man. And when they hurt you, you come out crying, you know, generalizing every man. So we need to take some accountability as well. Some of you are actually ignoring good men, good gentlemen, because of maybe their appearances, because they are short, or because of the certain amount of money that they make. Some women actually prefer gangsters and stuff like that, so they ignore normal men. And when they end up being treated by those men badly, they come, you know, they come crying. So you need to open your eyes wide while you are choosing your future. That was the whole point of making the previous video. Open up your eyes who you're gonna end up with. Don't just look at them because they are attractive. So if you are talking of competition, you are really going to find it so hard. You're still going to find women here that make some good money, right? They have good money, but their money don't go shouting and making noise for them. They are still humble, submissive, and traditional women in their homesteads, in their families. So if you come with your disrespect, arrogance and that high attitude, that huge personality, and think, oh, because he don't make enough, I'm gonna boss him around. It's not going to work. That's why men from the West actually have no problem with marrying women on the continent, because even with the empowerment and them being able to speak up for themselves, it does not mean these women are going to disrespect them. They respect them, and respect female women wherever you are. Respect is key. Nobody is going to stand disrespect. No man from Africa, no man from the Caribbean, no man from the UK, no man from America or anywhere. And people here don't date nationalities. So if you think being American and have the superiority of the dollar is going to make people bow down and react to you differently, it's just not going to work. You are simply a woman. That is why men from the West, when they come to Africa, they are, or anywhere else, all they appreciate is they are seen as men, not as a black man. So it's the entitlement of feeling like, because I come from America, everybody has to bow down and, adjust to my culture and traditions. You have to also respect the fact that these people have their own cultures and traditions, and you either adjust to that or you will wake up to the worst reality of your entire life. The way you speak to anyone, any man. And coming from the West and being loud, that is something else. Because over here, some of us are groomed to talk, like to be soft spoken. So if you talk like you are loud, somehow that might come off as disrespectful. You can still, we can still, voice our concerns and talk, but not that loud, da 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 da. And oh my God, we are not saying don't come. We are saying shine your eyes and see if you are willing to learn these people's cultures, if you are willing to know that a man is your king and is the head of the family in Africa. Yes, you've heard a lot of people say that in the background, a woman is the leader. But yes, in reality, a man is the leader. And that is what it is. We are not lying to you. We are not going to lie to you. It is what it is. As me, Gracie, like, I am still proud, that proud, traditional, still, I am educated. Yes, educated. But when it comes to my man, my education don't work. Yeah, my education helps me to go and pursue a career and stuff like that. And yes, not all African men are not going to allow you to pursue your career. They will allow you. It's a union, it's a companionship, it's a partnership. You discuss things, what works for you and works for them, and for your unity as a whole. Some will be excited to see you bring the skills that you have in the States to actually develop this continent. However educated a woman here is, they will still stay humble, they will still stay submissive, they will still stay a woman. Because guys, we need to make things clear. This whole, illusion of, be equals, we can, what a man can do, I can do. It's just, people lying to themselves. These things are very, very clear. These are natural laws. This is creation. This is how things were, put. If you need equal opportunities, and like, you can have equal opportunities, but when it comes to our capacities and capabilities, there are things that women can do and men cannot do. I just want to say, those men that are good men, to those men that are working very hard. I hear a lot of women saying, oh, we have to work hard for everything, we have to be pushed. Even men go through the same struggles. Nothing comes on a silver plate for them. In fact, if there's anyone that receives things on a silver plate lining, is us women. especially in the West. I'm not talking about Africa. Here, things don't come easy. I mean, if you have your man and is a provider, then amen, okay? But there are a lot that, you know, the level of single motherhood and stuff that is coming up here, it is just that much high. But when it comes to laws in the West, they cater more for women. So if there's anyone that receives the best treatment and have a lot of opportunities and doors open for them is a woman. Men have to push themselves through those gaps in order to get to those opportunities. They don't get it soft. They work for the little they have. So I feel like they deserve respect for that. Society is demeaning men and making them feel like trash. Men have started questioning their existence because of all of this. Anyways, guys, what do you think? I hope I have cleared everything up. So our sisters from America, yes, if you want to come and visit, yes, come and visit. If you want to find your Prince of Zamunda, you might end up finding them. If you find a good one, glad. If you have a man, yes, you can come to the continent. It is safe for you. If you are a single sister, please make sure you have a circle of people that are going to be looking out for you so that you are not singled out as one. You have people to look out for you, okay? Otherwise, guys, what do you think? I hope I set everything out. I don't know if there's anything that is forgotten. I am a proud African traditional woman, and that is what it is. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Come on now. Yeah, please give me that subscription. Please leave those comments, leave those thumbs up, and share the video as well. Let it reach more other sisters that need to hear these things so that we don't, you know, land ourselves in trouble. Your safety is very important. If it is better for you to stay in America as a, you know, as the way you take yourself, it is okay. If you feel like Africa is gonna be for you, welcome. And with that being said, thank you so much. I'll see you in another one. Bye.